Good evening, America. Welcome to the 5-Minute News Hour. Just an FYI, if you buy an $80 desk, you get what you pay for. That was my drawer.
Beaming across America and throughout the world, this is the 5-Minute News Hour.
Good evening, America, and welcome to the 5-Minute News Hour. I'm Brian Gartland. Our top story this evening. The Supreme Court today, in a perfect indication of how the American judicial system works, began hearing arguments to determine its constitutional right to rule on the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act, which was signed into law 2 years ago. So why isn't the highest court in the land able to rule on whether or not the so-called Obamacare bill is constitutional now? Because of the 19th century Anti-Injunction Act, which forbids a court from ruling on a collection of tax until an element of that tax is actually paid. And since the penalty under the bill for not covering yourself healthcare-wise would not come up until the 2015 tax returns are in, the Supreme Court decided to... Former Vice President Dick Cheney underwent a successful heart transplant surgery over the weekend. There was a brief scare during the surgery, but once Dr. Jones and Short Round were removed from the OR, things seemed to go smoothly. And in a completely unrelated story, another bloodless unicorn was found on the edge of the Forbidden Forest yesterday. Game and Wildlife official Richard Hagrid reports hearing a penguin-like cackle and a couple of shotgun blasts, but as of yet, no suspects are found. Former journalist and third-place winner in a Keith Hernandez look-alike contest, Geraldo Rivera, found himself in some hot water over the weekend as he blamed Trevon Williams' choice to wear a hoodie as a reason the unarmed teenager was shot and killed by a man who was recorded on the same phone call using a racial epithet and told by police to stand down. Adding, he also isn't sure but is 90% certain that Chicago-based President Obama had something to do with the disappearance of Al Capone's treasure. On a personal note, I'd like to warn Geraldo Rivera to shave his mustache because it's not society's fault if he's viewed as an intruding conquistador and dies of scurvy. That's just this thing's. More news from our most exciting branch of government today. The Supreme Court refused to overturn a $28.3 million lawsuit verdict against tobacco giant R.J. Reynolds Monday, begging again the question, how the fuck did people not realize that these are poison? Listen, I love them, but I also love the Mets, whiskey, and a couple of people that I know are very bad for me. That doesn't mean I get to go sue. Studio. Acclaimed filmmaker James Cameron, the mind behind Titanic and Avatar, traveled over 35,000 feet to the bottom of the ocean floor on an expedition into the depths of the Marianas Trench, in what this reporter is calling the closest thing to a waking nightmare possible. Seriously, I cannot imagine, with a very powerful imagination, anything more terrifying. And Joe Carlson, if I ever find myself even too close to a submarine sandwich restaurant without my consent, you're dead. I know you're behind it, and I'll kill you. I swear to God, Joe, don't put me in a submarine.
I'm Little League Brian, and I say it's time for sports.
I'm gonna eat you! Om nom nom. Tiger Woods ended a 30-month winless streak on the PGA Tour yesterday, winning the Arnold Palmer Invitational and establishing himself as the favorite for next month's Masters tournament in Georgia. Woods then broke another personal record by driving home past Baskin-Robbins, Perkins, and Denny's without stopping once to go inside and perform what many golf experts call a hoe-banging. Hoe-banging. Skank-banging? Skank-banging. And our final story this evening, New York Jets backup quarterback Tim Tebow was introduced to the New York media today and is expected to handle the city's pressure well, after maintaining his cool when a New York Post reporter asked if he really was a virgin. Tebow said that he was, and finds remaining so easy due to his faith, and kept his famous smile the whole time, while for the next 2 minutes the reporter asked, "No, come on. Seriously? Like not even a little, you know? Seriously? Seriously? You're a virgin. Timmy, you went to school in Florida. Seriously? Seriously? Timmy! Seriously? For all of me here at the 5-Minute News Hour, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And if you didn't tune in, I'd like you to go fuck yourself. Yeah, there. Take it. Have a good night and a great night. Those of you who turned in.